Okay, so we're going to be looking at Warwick, who recently just got reworked, and everyone I'm sure is very sad. Passive, Eternal Thirst. Warwick's basic attacks deal bonus magic damage. Warwick is below half health. The bonus damage heals him for the same amount. Okay. That seemed really, really weak, but I guess we don't really know what items he has. I guess that's pretty good for his sustain in the jungle, though. Okay, so wait. Q, Jaws of the Beast. Warwick lunges forward and bites his target, healing for some of the damage dealt. Holding down the key locks onto the target, causing Warwick to leap behind him. Wait, what? Is it a point and click? Wait a minute. We can't see the mouse, so I don't know if it's point and click. Is it point and click? Yeah, good. Okay, it's point and click, apparently. Alright, so his Q being point and click, that's actually pretty cool. Because that is a super, super, super good gap close. That seems really nice. Okay, but I don't know the range on it. Is the range just that circle? Okay, I mean, that's fine. Alright, what's his W? Oh, he has two things. Okay, passive, Blood Hunt. Enemy champions with less than half health leave behind a global blood trail leading to them. And are blood hunted. Warwick has increased attack speed against blood hunted targets and massively increased out of combat. Movement speed when moving toward them. These bonuses are tripled against enemies with very low health. W, active. Briefly reveals blood trails leading to all champions in a large radius, even if they have full health. The nearest champion is then blood hunted. Blood hunt's active has a long cooldown, but cools down twice as fast while no enemies are being hunted. So he gets... Alright, so his W is a free Dead Man's Plate in addition to a hyper attack speed buff. Okay, I mean, that's actually pretty cool. A little bit unfortunate that his allies don't get AoE attack speed anymore. But the problem that I'm seeing with this kit right now is I'm not sure if this is going to make him viable in competitive. Now let's see. Primal Howl. Warwick takes reduced damage for a short duration. At the end of the duration, or if activated again, Warwick howls, causing nearby enemies to flee in fear. So he takes duration while the shield is up, and then he pops it to make them flee in fear. So he got Psychic Scream, right? Or whatever the priest spell is from WoW. This is pretty okay. There's probably some interesting plays that are going to be possible with, like, flashing in with Primal Howl. Does he have to... He doesn't channel, right? It's not a channel. Yeah, it's not a channel. Okay, that's pretty good. That's actually really, really good. It looks like the duration is maybe a second, so it's not that bad. Okay, let's see, Inferno... What the hell are these things? Alright. Infinite Duress. Warwick leaps in a direction and suppresses the first enemy champion he collides with, dealing damage and applying on-hit effects throughout the duration. The leap's distance increases based on Warwick's movement speed, and he heals for all damage he deals during Infinite Duress. Warwick is immune to crowd control effects during the leap. That's really cool. That's actually really cool. So Warwick is like Rengar and Shyvana had a child, which probably isn't outside of the realm of possibility. You know what I'm saying? Rengar might, you know, be into that. See, the problem is here is that, okay, well, he has this, the Primal Howl. It's like, how reliable is it off Flash? without his ultimate. Because his main tool of engage, I mean, if he's built tanky, he can probably infinite duress into a team fight, and then he's like a pseudo Hecarim. So it's like he infinite duresses into a team fight, and then he becomes Xin Zhao temporarily, or something. Like that's the gist that I'm getting from this. And I don't know if this kind of a kit is gonna make him viable. Because, okay, he applies on-hit effects, so the on-hit stuff is still going to be good, like the Wit's End and whatever. But I question if it's going to make him viable for competitive. I just don't know. Because this is a kind of kit that it either gets ahead and then you have no chance at recovering, or it just does nothing. Like, at least Rengar still has, like, his Bola Strike, and he still has the heal and the CC immunity that he can fucking basically cast whenever he wants. And he has a gap close. I mean, he has a gap close too. But the way that I'm seeing him is sort of like a Hecarim, Shyvana, Rengar hybrid. And when you mix those three champions, you don't really get something that's that great. Now, there's a chance that he's gonna actually be good, depending on his cooldowns, on his E. I think depending on what the cooldown is on his E is gonna make or break him. I think that there is a way to possibly balance him, but I don't see him being a jungler that is going to be in competitive. And the reason that I say this, okay, is because if you look at almost all of the meta junglers over the past few years, all of them had a terrain, like a terrain, they could go around terrain. They all had like a jump or a dash or a leap or something that could get them over terrain. Elise has the repel, Jarvan has his EQ, Vi has her dash, Graves has the dash, Kindred has the little jump, Sejuani has the dash that can go around terrain, Gragas had the dash, who else is there? The only one I feel that didn't is Olaf, I think, off the top of my head, Olaf. Rengar can basically jump in and out of brushes. Rengar can actually even have some mechanics inside of the jungle. And while the blasting plants do certainly help with that ability to go around terrain, it's still problematic when you can't do it on your own accord. Nidalee has the jump. Zac has the jump. Evelynn, some people are talking about Evelynn, but Evelynn has never been tier 1. Graves was tier 1. Ivern can even actually go over the wall using the Q. So when you look at the junglers and you look at all of the S tiers for like the past 2 years, you'll notice that all of them had ways to go up and down and around terrain. And so while Warwick has this absence, he might kind of be able to do what Olaf does, but I'm not so certain on that. I mean, at least he's not going to be an abomination like Olaf. And I mean, if he can actually leap, then that's a gap close, I guess. Olaf's like the only one. Hecarim, some people in chat are mentioning Hecarim right now, but Hecarim I think is a little bit unique because he basically comes with Ghost on an ability, which is a little bit special. And then when he gets his R, he can, well, I mean, that's the same thing as Warwick. But for the most part, junglers need the ability to go around terrain. They need the ability to do that. And when they don't, it is clearly a very big weakness that you have to look at and address. I think chat is actually correct right now that the only huge jungler that maybe didn't have it, with the exception of Olaf, is Nunu. But again, I mean, the amount of junglers that didn't have that ability are very, 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 very few. And just looking at Warwick, I'm not really quite sure if his kit is going to be a hold up and competitive. I think it's going to be heavily reliant on his cooldowns and what his base stats are, and what kind of a damage this guy deals, I think. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the Warwick look. I don't think, well, I mean, we can look at some in-game clips. We can look at some. So that was his R. Okay. The hell? Let me look at this. What? That's it? Let's look at the skins. Oh, all the skins are pretty cool. Okay, well, that one's stupid. The skins are pretty cool. That's not, I don't like the feral one. That feral one doesn't really feel too feral. I actually liked the old feral one better than that. What's the extras? Oh, the splash arts. These are pretty okay. Alright, and that does it for the Warwick look.